It is Monday, it is the 26th of March 2018. It's the start of the week, so let's make it as good a week as possible. A few things have kind of like developed within the game, especially when it comes to like updates that have come for some devices but not for others, as well as information with regards to bug fixes and things that Kabam have not acknowledged, which have ruffled my jimmies. And, you know, it's not good to ruffle someone's jimmies, especially on a Monday. So let's delve into these news stories to start the week. Okay, let's kick off our news stories with regards to Arena Roundup. And this is all about what was dropped from the round 1 of the Gambit. Yeah, we're looking at about 23 mil when it comes to the 5-star version. Obviously, people kind of like thought, hey, it's not an amazing champion, but it's still a champion that I'd like to add to my roster. And as well, like, it's helping out with your arena scores. So, yeah, there are some positives to kind of shooting for going for a 5-star. You know, you never know, I may go for this in the future. But 5.5 mil for the featured. People obviously were looking to get those milestones. That's probably the reason that it went for so high for the 4-star Gambit. Next, if you're looking to bag yourself a Kingpin or an Awakening for your Kingpin, then you're looking at that 2.3 mil. For me, I'm a little minute bit salty with the fact that I put in 2.2 mil. I was trying to aim for 2.5 mil to be safe, as I did say when people asked me on a stream. But, you know, hey, it's all good. I'll probably shoot for getting something like 2.5 to 2.7 for the midweek for the round 2. If you're looking to self-bag you a 3-star, then all you need to do is put 600k in. So, yeah, there's been a few like little minute shocks, but it's really good to see the basic being as low as it is, as well as the featured being as low as it is. So, positives with that one. Hopefully your arena grind has been fruitful, and at the same time, for prospects for this week in round 2, make sure you're kind of upscaling just a tiny bit, just in case, obviously, to allow for room that you could miss out. So good luck in your midweek arena grind. The big announcement within the community is the update, and we've got the list of stuff that's happening. The first thing is we have got something associated with Infinity Stones, Infinity Chaos. Some people are seeing this update straight away, others are not. I've got it on my Android, but I don't have it on my iPhone. That's kind of the lay of the land, maybe for some other people. And by the time this video has been seen by yourself, it could be up, who knows. But the main focus of the quest is kind of continuing on from the stuff from Wakanda. So obviously we've had this kind of minute kind of X-Men thing. It's all back to this Infinity Stone stuff, and also the kind of reference with regards to like stuff that's happening in Wakanda. So exciting times are ahead. This event comes with a little side event similar to a lot of things like we had the Trials of the King and obviously MODOK Labs. And unfortunately MODOK Labs was kind of a real filler event for March. Obviously Kabam are probably focusing on other things, and that's the reason that we had this event. But it's good to see it coming with our beloved Dimensional Rifts are back. Chaos Rifts, similar to Dimensional Rifts, they're pretty much the same. You grind out your shards, and the shards can be got from things like doing solo events, it's alliance-based events. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of like freemium thing where you get to buy your way into kind of getting into these rifts. And the rifts give fantastic prizes, like great, well, unfortunately low percentage, but still great stuff. Like if you're looking for loads of 5-star shards, 4-star crystals, you name it, it's there. People will opt for doing the rifts as opposed to buying the crystals, which you can do with your shards. It's just that I think you get a more of a solid chance to see what you're getting, as opposed to like, oh, I suppose it's a gambling based system with regards to crystals, but I think I prefer seeing the rift thing. It's like, God, that you're on tender, it's like, oh, am I going to go over to that decent thing, and then you may kind of land on something bad. The percentages I think are a little bit better when it comes to grinding out and doing the rifts, but don't quote me on that one. I just find them a little bit better. As we've discussed in the previous MCC news, there are changes to AQ with regards to like bosses and mini bosses. The symbioids are gone, sad to see them go, and in their place Sentineloids, which then allow for a different style of gameplay, and also preparation is key when you're going up against them, as well as the bosses. You know, there's like a couple of unfavorable bosses that you just don't like to go against, and even map 6 with Void. Yeah, it's kind of good that they're going to shook things up, but I think, you know, we're going to have to like, learn to kind of play a little bit more cautiously when going up against characters like Nightcrawler and Void himself. The biggest shock with regards to the new update is the buff to Sentry. I didn't expect this. I don't think the community expected it. But the level of kind of frustration, criticism that was put towards the developer in the very offset from this champion being released was I think the big catalyst for the change with regards to Sentry, we're going to see stuff, instead of it being like lower percentage, it's higher percentage. His damage output is probably going to increase based on and the way that he kind of interacts with battles, which is going to be incredible. And it may even thrust this to be a more logical option for doing things with regards to offensive movements, and even using him within questing, as opposed to going, oh yeah, it's just another arena based champion, which was the big concern from players when he was entered into the game. So I think a lot of players are going to be very excited. Some may feel that he could be given a lot more power than he is going to be getting from these updates, but you will be the judge of that when he is buffed, and kind of let us know like how you finding him when this update goes live for you. Right, so let's move on to bug fixes and improvements, and this is the point where I get a little bit frustrated, and we'll kind of see why in a moment. So to start with, fix an issue where restarting the game while downloading the content would cause the download to start over. This obviously is frustrating for some players, hasn't been experienced by myself, but obviously it can be incredibly frustrating. Fix an issue where while fighting or using Killmonger, a reverberation callout will appear while not reflecting damage. Okay, incredibly frustrating, especially when it comes to fighting against a champion in things like Alliance Wars, when obviously the slightest of kind of like mistakes can mean that your game is over. Then we got corrected Killmonger synergy description and clarification, clarified his special 3 attack description. Obviously it's important to get these details right. Fix an issue where Punisher's special 3 attack description indicated an increase of damage instead of attack. Obviously, again, we've got to be clear on these things. We don't want to get the wrong end of the stick about certain champions. Fixed an issue where blocking attacks did not cause Gambit to lose his flak jacket. Obviously not the most go-to champion, but still can be a pain in the ass. And obviously, again, we need these champions to be on point at the point of being released into the game. I didn't see anything announced on the forum that anybody was experiencing any issues with this, so I don't know if Kabam found this themselves, or maybe they had something reported to them and they went, hey, this particular bug we're going to take as a big thing that we've got to deal with. Fixed an issue where Mephisto's soul imprisonment debuff would cancel Medusa's signature ability. Obviously, we're looking for go-to champions in order to kind of sort out things with, characters like Medusa, because, hey, that's going to be a pretty prevalent Alliance Wars boss. So we need to be able to kind of find ways around that, if you know what I mean, to kind of take down that signature ability. Animations have been added to characters in dialogue scenes to enhance quest experience. Wow. Okay, for me, obviously, a lot of you will probably not give two tosses with regards to the questing experience, or the quest experience, or the storyline experience. For me, that's a big thing, and I'll be excited when this is put into the game next week with regards to the event quest, how this looks with regards to things of animation. Very exciting for me and some players, but not for others. And finally, improved True Strike is to also bypass auto block. Again, pretty interesting with regards to characters like Medusa and also like MODOK. So this whole kind of concept of auto blocking. That's pretty cool. So people will kind of go, hey, True Strike is going to be a usable thing. Is that going to mean that characters like Karnak could be used against bosses or kind of difficult base players, or even stuff with like Act 5, also with Triggered by Cable, and there's a few others as well with True Strike, but those are the two that I can remember off the top of my head that do deliver True Strike. So that's a good improvement there. So it could be some viable options for people in their questing and also offensive teams. Now, a good chunk of you will probably kind of wonder, hey Rich, you didn't mention what was the thing that really peed you off with regards to starting off this, as well as what you just mentioned, and it is largely to do with this. So back a while ago, and obviously as you know, I have a Captain Marvel as one as a kind of a lead champion, offensive champion, and a champion that I use quite a bit and actually really enjoy. And not a lot of people would agree with that, but I like her. The biggest issue about the champion at the moment is the SP2, especially when you're chaining into it. That is one thing that I find pretty damn frustrating. You're trying to chain into it, boom, hitting the L2, and it just goes straight into a block, where other champions, they are able to kind of go and chain in quite easily. This has been an issue. This was promised at 17.2 to be dealt with, and obviously with this update going live, we're not going to get that, which does seem to be quite disappointing. This particular information has been picked up by a good chunk of people, especially because we saw the post that I just put up that said by Command Mike that it would be dealt with, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to be in the notes. I can only imagine that this will hopefully be fixed in the next one, but I've said that last time and it wasn't, and we were told we were getting a fix. It is incredibly disappointing, especially for myself as well as a lot of people within the community. Wait, hold the phone. I've just found this. I've just been trading through the forums quickly and found an updated post on the subject by Mike, who said he does apologize for this not being addressed as promised in 17.2. Based on a lot of timescales and kind of delivering, it means that there's no fix that's going to be put together for Captain Marvel. There's going to be no rank down tickets offered for her, and a fix is still planned to come. I really do hope that this comes in soon. I know I have changed the way that I play Captain Marvel, and it's all about kind of building a lot of power, and I seem to be wanting to build up to L3 more, or kind of like storing that power and kind of hitting out with much more aggression. Either way, it would be nice to see a fix. I used to enjoy using the L2. Now it's not a case, and like I said, I play her a bit differently. Still, I do enjoy playing her. So that's fine, I guess. There's nothing really we can do about that. But it's still, like I said, very disappointing to see this being something that's been put on the back burner for a while. It's not like there's going to be a movie about Captain Marvel or anything, or the fact that it's going to be set in the 90s, and we're going to see the return of Ronan as well as Coulson. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. Hopefully by then, the film being released, that we've seen a fix for the glorious Captain Marvel. And that concludes our very 17.2 orientated Marvel Contested Champions news for the 26th of March 2018. Have a great week, or at least try to. We've got a lot of things in the game coming, so make sure you're grinding out those shards, especially for those dimensional rifts. Do watch out though, obviously you won't be able to get a super amount of those shards in the very beginning, and we've been given the event about like 7 to 8 days prior to actual kind of content that will give you loads of shards quickly. So be patient, grind out the solo events when you can, work with your alliance to get all the kind of like shards that you need, and have a great time. I've been RichTheMan, and yeah, follow the channel by hitting that subscribe button, like if you enjoyed the video, and I shall catch you on the flip side. Oh, and I should be live streaming very shortly after this video going live, so bye bye for now.